Testing, testing. Can you not? Hello everyone, it's Jay Marnie back at it again with another video. Just going to be talking about all the makeup that I've bought throughout this year. I pretty much just wanted to preface this video with kind of my experience with makeup in general. I started drag artistry from a very young age, and it just was something that, you know, I loved. The makeup, the showmanship, really just now returning to the artistry of makeup. Not really so doing the drag and wearing it myself, but more so applying it on others, helping people feel beautiful on the outside just like they do on the inside. That being said, I've just bought a few products throughout the year to kind of really just start off. I really started my passion for makeup in 2014, 2015. Makeup has grown so much since then. I feel like a little bit of a beginner again because now things have changed. Products are so much different. Here I am trying to decipher it all with my own hard-earned money. 2024 has really been a crazy year for me. A lot of transformation, a lot of growth. I'm so excited to see what 2025 has for me. That being said, let's move on to the products. Just here to tell you whether my product is hot or not. Hot meaning I really enjoy the product and will repurchase again, or not going to repurchase, not worth the money, put it back on the shelf. Starting with the first product, the Banana Powder by Makeup Revolution. It is considered to be a baking powder. I originally did not like this product and I thought it was hot garbage. My issue with this is that the talc content in this powder is way too high, even though it promises to kind of be like a banana powder and have no flashback. And that's another problem. It actually is an imposter.
Criminal offensive side eye.
Is pretty much a faux Ben Nye, and I really kind of have a problem with that because Ben Nye is kind of a renowned powder amongst makeup artists and theater professionals. Let's say for the average girl who's at the nightclub wanting to look hot, somebody happens to take a flash video and you look like poof, Casper the Ghost. Kind of a pseudo brainwashing method to make you think that it's comparable. $8, you can save $5 more and also get the Ben Nye. It's the same size, way better pigment, not as ashy, looks great on everyone. I'll just say that it's not, for the simple fact that it's kind of a waste of money for a subpar product. Moving on to the next product, I have chosen the NYX Blur Foundations. I believe they're kind of a skin tint. It says, okay, Blurring Tint Foundation, we got it. The NYX Bare With The Blur Skin Tint Foundation. I got the color Golden Light. I actually only picked up 2 of these because I felt like I can mix them together, you know. It actually kind of compelled me to want to buy more of the shades. It blends like a dream. You actually don't need to use a lot of product with this. This looks amazing. If you have acne though, it will kind of cling to those areas that you may experience dryness, things like that. Aside from that, this foundation honestly is chef's kiss. It is beautiful, it is stunning. It wears like skin, like I said. It's just worth every penny. $14, it gets you a lot of uses. I gave my other shade to my sister-in-law. She hasn't asked me for a refill in, it's been about 2 to 3 months and she wears it every day. So you would definitely, you know, get your money's worth out of those $14. Honestly, this product is hot. Moving on to the next product, it is still NYX. We're going to be talking about products in segments here. It is the NYX Jumbo Pencil. It can be used for multiple areas of the face. I really enjoy this. I got this in the shade Blackest Black. You know, I just feel like black, you know, actually I think I'm wearing it now. You know, black is classic, black liner, black shadow. It's a creamy, it will blend out with a brush, which is a really good thing. These are classic, you can't go wrong with them. And at $6, they're just super competitive buy. So this one's hot. These 2 next products from e.l.f. honestly blew me away. The 2 products I'm talking about is going to be the e.l.f. Powergrip Primer with the 4% Niacinamide. Is it 4%? Yes, it's 4%. And the e.l.f. Putty Blush. Both of these products perform really well. This is a very radiant finish. You would think that pretty much it's a power grip, like, oh, it must dry matte. It ensures a radiant finish. So if you're looking for a primer who will really, like, no matter what the foundation, will get you that radiant, semi-glossy finish, this is the primer for you. A little goes a long way, and it does have one of those like push pumps. I'll show you footage soon. Has one of those push pumps and it works. This is definitely a good pick if you're looking for long wear. At $10, you know, you'll get a lot of uses out of this one. Into the e.l.f. Putty Blush, this is actually one of my favorite products of this actual segment. It really does blend like a dream. It doesn't require a lot of effort to use. It really is kind of a beginner-friendly product. Large variety of shades, which is always wonderful. I'm actually going to be doing a family member's face with this, so I really enjoy this shade. This is the shade Turk and Caicos. Overall, $7, come on, can't beat it. Moving on to the next segment of products, I'm going to be speaking specifically about Colourpop products. I really am kind of, like I said, relearning the makeup scene. Colourpop was one of those brands that was kind of on the up and coming towards the end of 2015. So I really only knew of Colourpop pretty much from promo on Instagram and other social media platforms. Pretty much my first experience with the Colourpop product, and it was the All Amethyst palette. This is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. It's all purple, as you can tell by the packaging. Like I said, I love Colourpop products, but this one palette was just a little inconsistent for me. One of my favorite shades, Sunbird, Brilliant, Trigonal, and Amulet. And they work very well. The mattes though on this palette,
He needs some milk.
not really worth any interest. It just doesn't have a high color payoff. I spent, I believe, $14 on this palette. It just wasn't anything to write home about. So for this, I would say it's kind of a not. Just there are other eyeshadows that are priced similarly and they perform a little bit better. Like this next palette that I was speaking about actually. It is the Stranger Things eyeshadow palette. This is a 16-pan eyeshadow palette. When I saw this on my feed for Instagram, I didn't know what to do. I kind of lost my shit a little bit. I'm not really a Stranger Things fan, but what really got me was the marketing, the packaging. Like, for example, look at this. Like, everything is like a cohesive theme. It has like a story to tell. You know, the shades are, actually I'll show you B-roll of that. The shades are brilliant. Some of my favorites are Hungry for Blood, Alien Vines, The Gate, Demogorgon, and The Void. Very crazy how consistent this shadow palette is. In comparison to All About Amethyst, I'll show you side by sides. This pigment formula is a lot better. It performs a lot more consistently, and it wasn't priced that much different. This was $26 compared to the $14 All About Amethyst palette. I got it on sale for $18, so I really only paid $4 more. This one just worked a lot better than the All About Amethyst, and for that reason, I'll probably just only buy collaborations with Colourpop. One is hot, 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 hot. If you can get it and you can still get it on sale, get it. It's so worth the money. Moving on to the next product. Also from the Stranger Things collection. Like, this collection really blew me away. I'm not like a spooky Halloween vibe type person.
Don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely.
And this is the cream blush in the shade Buyers. It is adorable. The packaging is adorable. I'll actually show you B-roll of that. I keep forgetting to. I have B-roll. This is going to be a cream blush, and it is a color changing pH blush. This actually has Red 27. And for those of you who are not familiar with Red 27 products, Red 27 is kind of that color pigment that changes from a blurple to a red. And I hear a lot of complaints that people feel like the color changing pH is kind of just a gimmick. The only complaint I have is from a makeup artist perspective. It's just a little difficult to get the product on whatever sponge or brush that I'm using, but that's the only complaint that I have. It's still hot. It's a must buy. Go get that product, please. Moving on to the next product, I will be talking about Colourpop Super Shock Shadows. Say that 3 times fast. They are great. I really like the pigment, super creamy, not so much blendable. That's really the only complaint I have. You have to work fast when you're using this product. It kind of sets in place, so you have to be very diligent about where you're placing this product. It's beautiful, it's stunning, and I believe I paid, I think it's $8 for this. You get actually a lot of uses out of it, so it is worth it. But I will say, like, aside from that, the blendability is really my only critique, but overall, it's still a hot product. Moving on to the next product, we'll be kind of talking about a really interesting product, and it is the MAC Full Coverage 12-Pan Foundation. Super happy that I got this product. It was actually, I believe, $70-something with tax. I actually have taken the time to label them individually by shades, just because, you know, once I start doing clients and taking clients a lot more regularly, I really want to make sure this is kind of like a grab and go. Just grab the product, look at the shade, get the bag, and move on. You know, the formula for this is great. MAC always does a great job of providing consistent products that work the same across all faces. I've only used it, I believe, 1 time so far. The footage that I'm showing you is clearly B-roll that I used when I first bought it. And I actually don't have to dish out a lot of product. It does what it needs to do. It is a very full coverage. It is an emollient-based foundation, so obviously emollient-based, they kind of have a little bit more coverage. So yeah, I'm super excited to kind of crack these open and start getting to, you know, doing a bunch of faces back to back. This is always going to be like a holy grail purchase for any makeup artist starting a gig. Moving on to the next product. The Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. I am obsessed with Juvia's Place. Let me tell you something. Kind of going back to what I was saying about the Colourpop eyeshadow. Juvia's Place does duochrome shadows amazingly. Culture 2 palette, I paid $38 for it, and I was like, oh, that's a little steep for an eyeshadow palette. Obviously, there's way more expensive ones like Natasha Denona. We all know she charges $62 for hers. I used to use NYX Hot Shots back in my drag days, and around 2020, I believe they discontinued the NYX Hot Shot shadows, and this performs 10 times better. I would buy this again and again and again. I actually want to get the first iteration of this release. The color payoff that you get from this, the creaminess, the ease of blendability, this is just worth every penny. When I think of new generation makeup, new gen meaning like anything released after 2020, I think of Juvia's Place. You deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for giving the colored girlies some eyeshadows we can use, okay? Thank you, Juvia's Place. Moving on to the next product. I've actually been very, very surprised by Morphe. I know that they haven't really been, you know, doing business the way they should be. So with that being said, Huda Beauty. This is actually a Huda Beauty dupe. If you kind of like the way Huda Beauty works and moves on your face, this is a very similar product. Now, I won't say it's identical. There's a little bit of a difference to it, of course. There is no flashback. Like, even with flash on, if I'm using it very, very lightly, you cannot see the flashback on this. For that reason, it makes me so happy. It is talc-free, so of course, that probably is an added benefit. But, like, honestly, I have no issues with this. This full size is $15. I also bought the minis in translucent and then also in the brightening pink. I actually used the brightening pink on my sister-in-law the other day when she was getting on her way to her babysitting gig. She actually really had good things to say about it. So for that reason, honestly, Morphe is kind of on my good side. $12 for 2 minis, so $6 a pop. If you're looking into Morphe and you're kind of on the fence about what to get from them, I would say the powders, the bacon sets, are actually worth your money. This one is a pop for me. Moving on to the next product. Face the Beat brushes. These are Morphe brushes. They're actually very soft. This is the only clean one I have right now. Otherwise, I would show you. Here's a non-clean one. Here's a clean one. These are actually very soft. They're pretty densely packed. I don't know if you can kind of see that. They're densely packed and they're very soft to touch and they work. So $18, you know, I probably would have paid the $30 for this brush set. I am interested into seeing what other brushes I can get for better, you know, higher price points. Can't go wrong with these, I will say. So, more so the powder brushes, they're beautiful. Like, for example, like I kind of did a blush look today. I kind of mixed some cream and some powder, and you can barely see the difference between where the cream is and the powder. So I will say these blend very well. So for that reason, $18, come on. You can't beat it. Moving on to one thing I have actually been very excited to talk about, the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This works amazingly. Remember, in 2015, setting sprays were something kind of new. They weren't exactly something fully ingrained into people's routines for makeup. Those of you who don't know how to blend, a setting spray is what you need, baby. I used to have issues with blending, but back then, this is what I needed. I wasted 30 minutes to an hour just blending my shit together. And this is just amazing. Chef's kiss. This product, hot, 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 hot. But, oh, wait, one more thing. And then somebody gave me this gift. For those of you who don't know, I lease apartments in my spare time. It feels like literally a message from God. Like, I say things to like my residents sometimes in passing, and I'm like, oh, I would really love this. Very thrown off by it, but I'm very, very grateful. So thank you so much to whoever gave me this. This lovely person gave me a makeup travel bag, just speaking my dreams into existence. It has like 6 different compartments, and I feel like a kid in a candy store opening this stuff. It has like the slots for my brushes. It has the slots for my tools. It just like was perfect. It's like godsend. Hello. 6 storage packages, brushes, tools. Like, I'm so excited to get started. Like, you know, I really feel like seeing this bag really puts into perspective like how close I am to really like getting out there and doing clients again and really, you know, putting my brand out there. That's everything. I need to buy some more products, get some more videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to watch this video today. I really appreciate it. For more makeup, cosmetics, styling, and more, stay tuned. And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.